Extremely determined comeback, and I clearly remember telling we had a conversation where only just the two of us were there and we were speaking heart out, and I told him that, Saurav, you won't believe, but throughout your career this is the best I've seen you bat.
He wanted to come back strong, and he had a different kind of determination on his face that time.
When he came back in Johannesburg, I think he'd cleared a lot of mind space, and I thought there was a lightness about him that was much closer to the person that I'd met back in 2003 and had seen play in that series in 2003 and 2004. And he was going to go out there and he was going to play with some freedom, and he did play with some freedom. And I think over the next months, and probably the next 18 months or so, he got back much closer to the Saurav that I first met.
Ganguly, that's where his strength lies. Just little punch. His weight was on the front foot. There were three fielders there.
The circumstances are like that, so nobody was expecting Saurav will come back into the side. But the way he came back to the team with his determination and with his hungerness of runs, so he scored lots of runs after that. And okay, somebody dropped me for 8 months, but now I'm ready to prove again that I have lots of cricket left in my side.
And then he came back and then he proved to be the man of steel or whatever. So, which was like, it's very nice. You feel very proud, like sitting beside him and talking about that.
Saurav had an unbelievable 2 years after his comeback. He amassed the maximum number of runs in the team. He went on to play the 2007 World Cup in the Caribbeans. When everything was falling into place, the crying desire to raise his bat at his beloved Eden couldn't remain unconquered.
If I had to finish my career without 100 in my home city, because every time I played at Eden Gardens, there were 100,000 people watching. So this place has always been special, and as I said, if I would have finished at Eden without getting a test 100, it would have been something, a big dark spot in my career.
From somebody who stood at the non-striker's end, and if I have to judge his batting, if I was asked to compare, would that be a better player or this, I would have said this one for sure.
Like that, he's found the gap. Beautifully struck on the up. Well, that's a lovely shot. No need to chase it.
Oh, look, I think Saurav's been a great batsman for India for a long time now. He's obviously excelled at test level, he's excelled at one-day level. He's led his country very well and he's had an opportunity to be captain of India. His fair share of success against Australia in both forms of the game. He's made, 16 or 17 test match hundreds, something like that. So look, at the end of the day, I think Saurav will be very, very proud of his overall record in both test cricket and one-day cricket.
And it's a huge honour, when I walked out to bat for my 100th test match at Melbourne. And it was just a different feeling. You get test match hundreds which happen in a day. You get one-day hundreds which happen in a session. But to get to 100 number of games, which taken about 14 years, it's just a fantastic feeling. It's like an Olympic sprinter trying to finish 100 meters at about say 9.3, 9.4 seconds. So for a cricketer, it's about performance and playing 100 test matches and 300 one-day games.
I just want to say that this is going to be my last series. I've decided to quit.
I was surprised, to be honest, because I didn't know, and like me, the entire team didn't know about it. It happened before the Australian series last year. In the dressing room, he announced to the players that this is going to be my last series, and that came as a surprise to all of us.
It's a hard thing to say you don't want to play for India anymore, because that's the passion, that's the love that's the thing you want to do. I was not happy with the way I got dealt with in the Irani Trophy. I had an outstanding year. I had outstanding 2 years since I came back into international cricket. I had averaged nearly 50. But somehow I felt that, if anybody had to go, it was me first, and I didn't understand why.
Right.
Because there were people who hadn't performed, who hadn't got half the runs I did in those 2 years. And what happened in Test cricket was not required. I felt that I was being judged series by series, which was not the case with the others, and I didn't want to play cricket in that atmosphere.
And nobody has any right to make any comment on that. I think it is only that player's decision, and after having played for such a long, you didn't need someone else to tell him what to do and what not to do.
Saurav himself only announced his retirement, but we love to share dressing with him a little bit more also. But it's only depend on individual.
I just felt the yardstick for me wasn't the same.
A person who is averaging 60 in a test match at that time, he can't retire by his own wish. And I know Saurav, he loves to play. Cricket is his passion. So that retirement is, I think, there was something behind, and he was forced to retire.
আমরা দুঃখ পেয়েছিলাম দুজনে প্রচুর, যে এখনো ওর সঙ্গে যারা খেলেছে তারা খেলে যাচ্ছে, আর সেই সৌরভ গাঙ্গুলি এখন চুপচাপ টিভি বসে বসে টিভি দেখছে, টিভিতে খেলা দিচ্ছে, কাগজে লিখছে, এই করছে। এটা তো কি সেটা তোমরাও জানো, আমার তো আর নিজের মুখ থেকে বলার দরকার নেই, কে করেছে না করেছে সবই জানা আছে। প্রচুর দুঃখ পেয়েছিলাম, প্রচুর প্রচুর। মানে খেলে ডেবিউ করে যতটা একটা আনন্দ হয়েছিল, এটা আমাকে খুব আঘাত দিয়েছে, খুব আঘাত দিয়েছে।
The whole team will miss you, the entire nation will miss you. Walking with the team, you've been a terrific contributor.
You've been a fantastic cricketer. Under you, we have learned how to win matches, test matches abroad. Congratulations to that. And your batting is something which all of us cherish watching in the dressing room. I'm really glad that you have had an opportunity to do everything that was possible on the cricket field. And to you, I wish you all the very best in your retired life.
The most deserving person for this golden helmet is, of course, our very own. Everybody, let's put our hands together for the one and only Saurav Ganguly. Can we have him on stage?
In the meantime, the IPL bonanza entered Indian cricket as well as Saurav's life.
For a moment, I thought I was the most popular guy in Kolkata. Now I know.
Even after being one of the most successful players of the tournament in 3 years and the highest run getter for his team, Saurav Ganguly was royally ignored to the utter dismay of his fans, followers and the entire cricketing world.
there are good players, then there are very good players, and then there are gifted players, and Saurav definitely comes in that category, the gifted category.
I think he's one of the best men I have seen in Indian team.
As I said, he's been a great player for India for a long time and thoroughly deserves all the recognition that comes his way.
I was lucky to have a captain like him.
People will remember him always as a fighter, big cricketer.
I personally felt that he was one of the best captains produced in India.
I think he's been a great batsman for India.
He'll always be remembered as the flamboyant, gambling style player, and maybe that's what he should be remembered for. As a captain, I think he's going to stand the test of time. He's one of the great leaders that India has had, and I think without his vision and his energy, Indian cricket at that time wouldn't have gone as far as it did.
After we all leave cricket, we'll still remain as special as we are today.
He is a person who has experienced the champagne air at the tip of Mount Everest and smelled the barren soil as well. The most tempting part of a legend's life is to determine the exit. Few succeed in doing that. Saurav Ganguly always had the gift of timing, and his exit was an endorsement of his magical sense of time. He hung his boots on his own terms when he was still at his peak. Yes, Saurav has entertained all of us by playing cricket, but his die-hard fans take pride in calling him the Warrior Prince.
খোলা মাঠে পিষে ফেলে ঘাসে ছুটে যাওয়া, খোলা চুলে এলোমেলো খেলে ভীষণ হাওয়া, চোখ জলে দাঁতে দাঁতে চেপা যে তার খিদে, সুযোগ্র জমি যুদ্ধ করে জেতা কিসের জেদে, আর একবার যেও তুমি হেঁটে যেও হাততালির রাত, আর দেখো কত মানুষ দাঁড়িয়ে বাড়িয়ে হাত, অটোগ্রাফ দিও, অটোগ্রাফ দিও, অটোগ্রাফ দিও, অটোগ্রাফ দিও। যতবার তুমি আগুনে পুড়েছো হয়েছো খাঁটি সোনা, হাজার চেষ্টায় মুছতে পারেনি ওরা তোমার নাম, এগিয়ে গিয়েছো জড়িয়ে ধরেছো খুঁজেছো প্রাণ তাজা, সময়ের সাথে বুঝিয়ে দিয়েছো তুমি মহারাজা।